Here we go. Okay. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt a lot. Let's bring in the guests. Starting off with let's go with Aspiring first.
I find your stupidity mildly amusing.
That's accurate right now, yes.
Yep. And let's also start bringing in the other guests. So starting off with, please adjust your volume, everybody, for.
Yo, what's up? Sorry, I forgot that I have a mute button on my mic.
Alrighty. And let's also bring in a first-time guest to this show. Please put your hands in the air for
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you perfectly fine. Thank
Awesome.
you.
No, thanks for having me here. I don't know if maybe I'm doing this wrong, but I'm the only person I can see on here. So if there's technical issues, it's most likely on my end. So please let me know if you can't hear me or see me or anything. Well, you shouldn't be able to see me because I look like hell. So you should see my pretty little avatar there.
Hey, no worries, no worries. You're beautiful all the time. Don't worry.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Let me see. Let's
You're not
bring
going to say
in
anything more?
our good friend Perion.
Pretty much. Afternoon, by the way.
And let me see. Let's use this one for Trip. Ip.
The fact that the guy is alive proves that the hitman I hired sucked.
Yep, I'm gonna yell. Really, Kai, really.
Afternoon.
Hey, Valerian. Hey, Amber. Hey, Wiz. Hey, Shy.
Good. Someone here to keep the Blighto in under control. That's good.
Well, for a little bit, I'm gonna watch with you guys for a little bit. Then I got to go run errands, and then I will see if I can come back for when you hit episode 4 because I've already seen 3. No.
I guess a good an alternative entrance could be this.
So much better. I'm assuming you guys told Amber how you work it with the theater and another screen?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, we did. Everybody is currently in the theater, so I will start playing it now.
All right, time to subject ourselves to the rings of power.
All right.
The intro is still the best part of this show, I think.
Yeah,
It's actually kind of nice.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the show is the end credits.
All right, so looks like we're starting off with the Numenorians, and evidently this is a flashback.
And evidently, that armor is the fakest piece of plastic I've ever seen. Holy shit, I've seen better stuff at cosplay conventions.
Yeah, that or
And I
it's
can say-
ceramic.
Yeah, I can say that literally, by the way, because I've actually been to a WonderCon before. Like the fact that it's clearly supposed to be scale medals of some kind, and there's literally no glimmering or glittering in them. It just shows that it's just matted down. And it's so cheap. It looks so cheap.
I smell a much better movie being referenced in this.
Nah, done. You got it wrong. The horse just knows what's up, and so he decides he wants to be out of the episode.
Yeah, let's go with that. That's actually. So we're having horse tracking? Okay.
Oh God, they reference that much better movie way too much.
Oh, hey, look.
Okay.
It's the least orky orcs that's ever orked.
Oh, I love that. That's brilliantly witty.
Oh,
Hey, Seth.
this horse is throwing hands. He's
This-
counting a body.
This episode is brilliant. So,
Oh my god, this is the first time I've seen a horse rack up a body count before.
That's honestly freaking hilarious.
is this supposed to be Shadowfax? I thought Shadowfax was white, though.
No, this is Barrick. I guess it's probably like Shadowfax's ancestor because that's how these shows work.
All right. Okay. Watch the horse be the deepest character in the series and have the most successful character arc.
I was just about to say, did this become like an animal movie? Like, are we following this horse now? It's the new MC.
Evidently, yes. And notice the other very unsubtle reference to a better movie.
No. He's in the sheep cave, isn't he?
Yeah. And he found him in Shelob's lair. And evidently we're going to get baby Shelob in this.
I'm sorry. Could you
Yes,
could we
indeed.
pause for a bit? So you mean to tell me this horse just randomly decided to get up and get going, and the only reason why they released the horse is because they think it would find its rider, and it did.
Great. It's an
You're
alien.
giving it way more thought than they have, Wes.
So you mean to tell me? So this horse just randomly stumbled upon its original rider.
We don't know, I don't think.
This kind of.
Oh
This
God,
kind of feels like an
spiders.
alien
No,
ripoff.
damn it.
This kind of feels like an alien
Ah.
ripoff.
It kind of looks like it, doesn't it? How is his first concern to literally, you know what, actually he's an orc. This is the most in-character thing he's done. No, it's a giant enemy spider.
You know, and
Oh,
how my
Oh,
tips yesterday for the rewatch adjusted the gamma on Wheel of Prime so you could actually see what is happening. I get it's a cave and it's dark. But what's up with so many series and even movies now? We get that it's dark, but can you at least, brighten it enough
actually
so we can see what the action is? I mean, it could be worse, but still.
Wait, what? Baby Sheila? Yep.
Yep. Ah!
You see, if this was just a random spider, they could have actually gone away with killing it.
And I don't know, maybe it is a random spider, but we
Okay.
don't think so. But yeah, he can't even take out. What did they
Yeah.
say? Like somebody said, like he can't even take out a 20-pound spider.
And then you want us to believe he's going to be able to kill a bunch of orcs.
And what? So it's all Isildur's fault.
Yeah. Evidently, yes.
He let baby Sheila live to do all
Wait.
the damage that she does.
Wait, a seal door? Isn't that? You mean the guy at the beginning of the original of the? No, not the original. The guy at the beginning of the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yes,
Yep.
that is
That guy.
Isildur.
That
is
guy
Isildur.
who's. Oh.
Isildur,
Oh.
however you want to pronounce it. That is who you were
Isildur.
seeing there with.
What, the
Is it-
hairy guy?
Yeah.
Doesn't look like him. Didn't we see that already?
Yeah, we did.
Intense music playing. All right. Not that intense, but okay.
Why am I subjecting myself to this again? It's all
Yeah.
Amber's fault.
You have admitted that you are a bit of a masochist.
Yes, we know this.
I'm only over here because I am bored and I have nothing else better to do, other than watching Bleach with my younger brother.
I'm only here out of a sense of duty.
Actually, now that I think about it, why the hell am I not watching Bleach with my younger brother? That's a way better show than this garbage.
Yeah.
Sword and Pen died.
I think she died from the physical stream, but she's still in the theater.
All right, I'm gonna go for a few minutes. I'll just be on mute.
Okay. What the bleep?
Oh, that unusual.
What just happened?
A lady hit the queen.
Rather rude.
This is very much trying to ape. This feels like it's trying to ape like actual good conflict, but it just feels hollow because we don't care about Newman. I'm like, in isolation, this could be good, but the problem is we don't care. Ah, there we go. Back.
I've forgotten who this lady is.
This is Tarmariel.
Oh, okay. Duh. Fair enough.
Okay.
We were actually kind of talking about this yesterday, Codex and what you guys were saying, that sometimes it's a case of you see little glimmers, and I think for me, it actually makes it worse or even hurt a little bit more, because you see little glimmers and you think, God, look at what might have been, what they could have done.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the visuals are quite often really good in Rings of Power. And some of the costuming is really good.
Sure.
Some of the set designs, and then there are others that you're just like, what? Which, that does happen, but... So you start to see where a lot of the money went, but then they don't match that level with, the writing and...
It reeks of a production that lacks leadership, like a single-minded leadership. Like when you get stories that feel like, wow, there's chunks of it that are really good and other chunks that are really shitty and, bad. And then, there's other parts of the production that are really high quality and some that are really low. And it looks like this collage mess. That's usually, I think, an indicator that there was not just one person in charge of the final say of this production. It's many people, and they disagree and they have to compromise. And the thing is that their compromises are not in unison, because you've got some people getting their way some of the time and other people getting their way the other time.
I wonder if that explains what happened with House of the Dragon, too, because you've got episode 8 flatly contradicting, being flatly inconsistent with episode 7 and weird things like that, and even though that's a better show. So I wonder if that's a common problem.
So to answer your question, it is intentionally you can't hear anything, because otherwise I would get copyright struck. So I'm putting the StreamYard link in the comments.
I mean, don't worry too much about it, Dunn. You can't hear anything even in the private theater. It's like the audio mixing is so quiet.
On camera, you can cuss. It's fine.
I hear it. It seems better than last time, though.
Mellow for here. It will get...
Don't worry, Amber. Nobody will ever find this clip.
And last time...
Oh, Wes! That's just...
I mean, Dunn doesn't care. He's just over here doing this stuff because it's just a method to hang out with friends and buddies.
I think the sound was worse last time. Actually, I can actually kind of hear what they're saying this time.
But to what Amber was saying, one of the things I always wonder is, with series these days, we seem to get a lot of, okay, you have like a lead writer or co-writers for a couple of episodes, and they're not even concurrent episodes, right? Half the time. And then you have other writers, and then you have the same thing with directors. And I kind of tend to think that the overall showrunners really, like you said, they're not paying attention. They're not trying to keep things cohesive and consistent. So you've got a set of people, writers and directors, doing what they want for a particular episode. And yeah, it's like they don't even have the others involved in that are going to do the next episode. So then somebody else does the next episode. So yeah, it's like a school project or something. Well, here, Group A does this one, and Group B does this one, and Group C does that one.
It's just a game of hot potatoes.
Yeah, the
So-
teacher's not even like really checking on are the groups kind of trying to follow each other and they're not communicating with each other. I miss when you used to really get basically the same writers and directors throughout the whole thing, with just every once in a while they might have, like with Star Trek, you might have like Jonathan, is it Frakes? Is that how you say his last name? You might have him get to kind of guest direct an episode. They started kind of doing that, but it was like few and far between, kind of. So I think that really is a negative against the quality of what we get to see so much.
Oh, great. We have the orc family
Yeah.
stuff, which is just
Oh yes.
weird.
Yep.
It's a dumb choice. Also, apparently Aarian stole the Palantir.
Who stole that Palantir?
Isildur's made-up sister. Oh,
Yeah.
look. Oh, look.
You know,
The Tippykins all grown up.
No doubt.
the what?
My God. Pips'
Um,
son. Holy crap. That kid is he's 6 months old, and he's already so big that he meets the 99.9% percentile for like a 2-year-old, for a toddler. And he's only 6 months old. The kid's
Uh-huh.
going to be like an ogier.
And apparently they based this guy off of Mike Ehrmantraut from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, which is just why? Why are you trying to rip off something that is good but not fantasy? Why are you doing this? And clap
He
and
said the line. He said the line.
Yeah.
It was almost as good as the Lord of the Rings in the last one.
oh yeah, that
Oh
was
my
painful.
Oh God.
So back to the whole multi-headed production. I have a friend up in Netflix, and they were telling me that, and they're very high up in Netflix, and essentially what they were saying is that I'm in charge of putting these great shows out and making sure that the writers have what they need and that they're able to do what is going to be best for the story. It's like, but I'm dealing with people who are outside of these productions, way high up in the chain of command, and I have to do what they say, and like I have to debate with them and fight them, and they have no idea how to do any kind of storytelling in any medium. They're essentially businessmen or businesswomen who got into the positions that they are in, but have absolutely no idea how to tell a good story. And he's like, and we have to do what they're saying, otherwise, we're not allowed to proceed. Like, we just have to do it. So this is why you sometimes get these weird decisions being made where like, that doesn't seem to fit. I was completely unaware of this sort of debate happening behind the scenes. But apparently you get people who are heavily involved in the production itself, and they are competent. They do know what they're doing, but they have no choice. They have to do what these higher up executives want them to do, even if it means changing a character, changing the story, changing something in anything, changing the theme, adding something in, taking something out. They have no choice. They have to do it. And that's why you get some of these weird choices where we're going, what the hell is this? So I wonder how often that's happening here, in this production.
We do kind of know that it happened with Wheel of Time, but then it starts to come down to on a personal level, if you truly, truly love a property, right? And this has kind of been one of your dreams to be able to bring that property to life. How much do you compromise yourself? That's a tough question, I think, for anybody, because, you want a job and you want a career, but also, really?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, look at, for instance, Henry Cavill and Witcher. I mean, I guess he was in a position, to basically, have fuck you money and power and literally go fuck you. I'm not dealing with your destruction of this property, or even Ryan Reynolds with Deadpool. Basically yeah, no. This is like my thing, do it my way or else. But sadly, I think with Wheel of Time and Rings of Power, we don't have those people with, I don't know, the strength to either do that or
The spine.
the willingness to maybe hurt their career or something. I don't know.
I think also that the attaining that kind of power from the position of I'm a hands-on in the production thing, I think that that's a lot harder than we suspect. My friend, I'm trying not to drop names or hints as to who it is, but they're in charge of, they are essentially the head honcho for, I think, 3 of Netflix's #1 shows in the world. And I was like, wow, how are things going after this last success? Are you finally being listened to? Are they finally saying, wow, actually, you do know what you're doing. We'll just let you do what you think is best from now on instead of fighting you on everything. And they were like, nope, he's like, unfortunately, it did not help me at all, surprisingly. I thought that having 3 #1 shows in 2 years would be like the indicator. I know what I'm doing. I know what we need to do. You guys need to trust that I know how to do this and stop telling me to make changes that I tell you are not going to be good. But it's done nothing. It was a bit of a disappointment, I think, kind of a shock that when you've got 3 shows that are the #1 shows on basically all of streaming, you still don't have enough power to say, I know what I'm doing. Please stop telling me to do things I tell you are not going to work.
That's really too bad. And that's sadly, I think, takes place in more than Hollywood. I won't derail the conversation to other directions, but yeah, it makes sense. But I don't know. I still think as the audience and as viewers that, yeah, we can recognize that, but I think it is still a case of it rests on the showrunner, you know?
Yeah.
The showrunner shouldn't take the job when they're aware that this is how the process works. Or if they're not going to have the ability to at least push back when it needs to be pushed back and make a decent product. I mean, it really is kind of a case of, yeah, you may have people above you that are messing with you, but dude or dudette, it's still, you took the job and that's your job. And you knew it was going to happen. So if there's blame to be accepted, then you need to accept it and not, I don't know.
I think if it's the difference between making sure it's done right or saying, I don't want my name to this, and knowing that it's going to turn out terrible, what do you do at that point?
You fail upward. Look at Rafe getting freaking 40K crap.
I think it was he's actually getting God of War, not 40K.
I don't know why I associate God of War with 40K.
Me neither.
You guys have, hey, you've broken my brain on all of that. Leave me alone.
I mean, okay, this is true. That's fair.
Yeah, we destroyed you.
I'm sorry, Trish.
Oh, what do we have now? The marshes. Somehow I missed this the first
No,
time.
the marshes were left over from the battle for the One Ring, right?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
What
think
is it
so.
that we have there? That's what they're doing a callback to, isn't it?
It looks like it's a callback to it, except that that's not what this is supposed to be. That doesn't happen until later.
Yeah, the timeline is screwed.
Yeah, but would it be? It's the thing from the movies.
Yeah.
Are they even?
Yeah,
I mean, are they
way
even?
too
Are
much
they even separating out the second and third ages? Or are they collapsing them? They seem to be collapsing them together in one go.
Yep.
I
The
think so.
timeline
It's
does
like
not
they
make
took one
sense.
of those little kaleidoscopes, and just twirled the wheel.
By the way, I had a horrible thought, and I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. I think that this is not a spoiler because I'm guessing it. Nori and not Gandalf are eventually going to run into the Shire. They're going to be the ones who people at first. That's something I'm afraid is probably going to happen.
Well, let me go and put it.
No
let me put it like
comment.
this.
All
I
I
have-
have say is no comment.
I have recently watched the new Aliens Romulus movie, and look, I'm just gonna say it right away. It wasn't even scary. That's like the highest insult I can give to a horror movie. You weren't even scary. I didn't feel scared once. I didn't even care for these characters. So what if they died? But everybody seems to really, really love it. And I think it really is just as simple and just like going back over all the other things that we've seen, like all the Star Wars shows that everybody keeps praising. It really is as simple as that's the thing from the thing. And also, like the production, the set design, like that's the only thing people care about is that it's not CGI and it's a reference to the thing.
Sorry, I'm laughing at NPC girl here.
Yeah,
What are you
she
talking about? This is definitely a meet cute, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. She kind of looks a little bit like the actress who plays Egwene.
That was my first thought, too.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. She will always be NPC girl to me because it's really like quest complete. Stupid Elden Ring.
What do you got against Elden Ring?
Oh, I guess it's kind of an in joke in a way, Whis, because you know that I watched Kai play way too much Elden Ring and play it a little bit myself, and so it's kind of like, why do I know these things? To make comments like, "Oh, look, it's NPC girl, quest complete." It's like, damn it, no.
You know, funny little thing. My younger brother's been pressuring me to play Elden Ring. He's like, I really want someone to play Elden Ring.
It's actually an awesome game. It really is. Whis.
I've heard.
It is pretty fun.
It's especially awesome when you get to watch Kai, you died 30 times in a row.
I'm triggered by Elden Ring because it's not Winds of Winter.
Clearly. Indeed. Admittedly, though, George didn't do anything with this. Barely did anything. He probably just dashed it off in an afternoon at most.
Probably.
And especially since his post was filled with a metric truckload of inconsistencies. It's an interesting mix of the Shire and Gondor music.
See, but like the visuals are beautiful. I liked the font that they used too.
That's probably like the most tragic thing that you can possibly hear about your product. It's like, oh, how is it? Well, I like how it looks. Okay, but what about the stuff in it? Oh, well, stuff sure happens.
Okay, so we just had him get stabbed by wandering around a little cart, right, and investigating. Do we think it's going to happen again?
Oh, I think it's going to be an absolute dumbass this time too.
Another
I mean,
quest.
If you ask that question, Trip, the answer is probably going to be yes.
I've already seen this wish. Sorry, but
I mean,
it's
I've
like,
already
oh,
seen.
look, a campfire. Shall we investigate? I can't
Wow,
help
they have
it.
done a complete 180 on Mr. Isildur's character from being a complete entitled Nettleboat baby in the first season to sort of okay-ish guy.
Testing.
Yo, what's up, Axela?
Oh, I'm in. Cool.
Hola.
Just laughing alongside you guys. This is funny.
Oh, it's an ambush. Who would have guessed?
I know, like, surprise.
Wow, Isildur, you really are a moron. How the heck did you defeat the friggin' Sauron?
Alright, and Don Lemonless comes to save the day.
I
And
feel
does
personally
it
Twirly
over.
elf.
with how they portray Sauron in this.
Twirly elf.
And he
We
just
had to beat Legolas from Lord of the Rings.
You know, Sauron's supposed to be this ethereal, spiritual, like, huge threat, and they make him into just a guy.
Yeah.
They didn't just
Hate
make
that.
him into a guy. No, Axela. They didn't just make him into a guy. He was a guy stranded out in the middle of the ocean with a bunch of other random guys who only becomes unstranded because Galadriel decided to jump off of a boat when she was about to enter Valinor and swim all the way back to Middle Earth across the freaking ocean. And she just so happens to... Yes, I'm sorry. I completely forgot that was the plot of the first season. It's just...
Yep. Written by an AI. No, an AI would have done better, actually.
Oh, I can't wait
Oh, don't
for
forget-
Stephen Nate to do a battle breakdown of, what's his name's little twirlies. I never remember his name. The elf.
Arondir. You can also just call him Don Lemonless.
Call
Don
him what?
Lemonless is...
Don Lemonless. Don Lemonless.
Look, it's as Don Lemon once said: we need to stop demonizing people and realize that one specific group of people is the problem.
Also, apparently, she died off screen. The Bronwyn died off screen.
Yes.
Yep.
That is hilarious. Since even the actress who's a self-proclaimed activist, didn't want to keep going with the show.
Yep, I was thinking the same thing.
Well, what's really sad is normally I love those kind of little stunts, right? Because I'm one of the few who enjoys the crazy things that Legolas does. Yes, Amber, like the skateboarding and the sliding down the tree trunk and all of that we were talking about last night. But
And the Oliphant?
this just makes me, that scene with the Rondir and, twirling as he's shooting, honestly just made me roll my eyes because it's like, why? Why would he even need to do that?
Well,
Why?
He needs to get his style meter up to smoking sexy style. He
don't
needs that
mind.
triple S rating.
I don't mind the acrobatics on the part of the elves. I mean, because that's described in the books, Lord of the Rings, that they had an exceptional sense of balance, especially if they were out in nature. They could do things that, basically acrobats could do. I just did not like the execution in the Lord of the Rings. I thought that, with the exception of Legolas running up the chain to kill the orc, the CGI was not good enough to do anything other than make me go, that looked terrible.
Well,
Him
okay,
sliding down the stairs on the shield was actually okay. I think that they drew too much attention to it. I think it should not have had its heroic music when he does it. I think she should have just done it, and we'd been like, "Whoa, did you see what Legolas just did? That was kind of cool."
What about when he climbs up the Oliphant?
When what? Oh, no, that's terrible. That's what I'm saying. That looked horrible.
Oh.
I think it was cool, but if he could have done that whole thing without the visual effects of him sliding off the freaking trunk, like if they could have done it without that, without it looking so bad, then I'd been fine with it.
But okay, so that's funny because I'm okay with the rule of cool there, but I'm not okay with the rule of cool here with Arondir.
I think part of it
find
is you
that-
like Legolas as a character because there's actually some measure of depth to him.
Yep.
Maybe, but I
That's
don't know.
possible.
Or maybe I'm just so biased against Rings of Power at this point that I'm just rolling my eyes like, come on.
Well, it's like with me and Wheel of Time. I was willing to overlook some of the problems of Wheel of Time in the very beginning, but when they just kept piling up and piling up and piling up, it finally broke my tolerance levels, and I'm like, you know what, I can't. And now, instead of me just critiquing the stuff that's really big and bad, I'm going to critique every little thing that I notice that's wrong. Like, I don't have tolerance for little problems anymore.
Because the show lost your goodwill.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say this show lost goodwill pretty much first episode for me, and it's never gotten it back.
Yep.
It
You only
lost
get that
goodwill
chance.
with everyone the
from
day
its
it was
announcement.
mentioned.
Although I have to admit here, when we get Girl Boss Disa coming up, I do have to admit, even though it is very much a Girl Boss Disa kind of thing through this, and I don't know, pretty much wherever she is now in this episode, I think I do find it hilarious, though. Just because I am.
It works with dwarf culture, though. You know, the women would be pretty dang tough.
Oh yeah, but it
Yeah.
it is kind of makes me. It honestly made me wonder.
What pisses me off about the dwarf women in this is that they don't have beards. Do it, you cowards!
Yeah, I'd be all for that.
I think it would be a cool and neato little thing to separate the dwarves from the humans even more than they already are.
Yeah, of all the things I'd keep from Tolkien, that's pretty low on my list, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's just, it's just one of those things,
Wiz, it's the cost of wigs. Okay.
Boo.
So, and a beard, I guess, is kind
This
of.
show had $1 billion for its budget, and you want to tell me they couldn't afford for some beard wigs?
Wig prices raised by over 1,000% after the creation of Wheel of Time, right?
Oh, shut the fuck.
So,
guarantee you
considering they're
most
both
of
from
the
Amazon,
profit-
maybe they can ask to borrow the wigs and just wear them on their face. They could work.
God, where did all the money go with this production?
I guarantee you, most of it was pocketed. Most of it was pocketed, like the Acolyte. I guarantee you, like with that massive budget that went into the Acolyte, most of it was just pocketed and hush, quiet.
No, Disney, please give Leslie Headland another $180 million budget. Please, I want to
I
see
don't know.
her
Do
do
you
more
guys know how
damage.
expensive? You obviously do not know how expensive Post-it notes are.
Clearly.
Oh, God.
I'm being facetious, and yet I'm not. Okay, because I order the office supplies for where I work, and it's like, holy crap, people, stop it! Right on your hand, okay?
Or just have better memory.
Did you just say skill issue? In other words,
I did just say skill issue.
So,
The next time you forget something, Wiz, I'm giving you crap about that.
I know you. Trip, I'm looking forward to it.
Jesus Christ.
I love that. I love how they just decided, you know what? She got shot in the last show, and there's poison arrows, so we'll just write that in as the reason she died.
Wow, that
Damn.
is cheap.
Numenor will
Oh.
return, but she will not.
Lame.
That's cheap on a level that I cannot even fathom right now.
Man.
Okay, weird question. But seriously, I know an elf could probably do it. But how is the actor supposedly carrying around, what is that, 8 full buckets of water like that?
It's CGI. Just like the extras in the background.
Good point. Because I'm going, what? No. No. I have to admit, sometimes it's much harder for me to spot CGI than it is for you guys.
I mean, I'm not even. I'm barely even looking at the screen. I look at the screen and and I get drowsy.
Well, okay, the next time I can't sleep, I will remember that. Because, yes, it is very like, what has even happened in this episode? Talking in hallways, talking outside. Am I watching Wheel of Prime? Because, yeah.
Yeah, Wheel of Time is one of the few
thank you for
shows
the
that make me
idea.
fall asleep.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Axela.
Thank you for the idea. I had trouble sleeping last night. A lot of trouble. Next time that happens, I'm putting this on. Wait, no, I don't want to support Amazon. I'll pirate it.
Yep. Remember, if any of you guys have any sort of confidence issues,
Just remember these two guys with literally no experience got the biggest TV show of all time. Admittedly, they got a shout out from the poisoner of franchises, J.J. Abrams, but
you know, I was actually thinking
All
about
you
J.J.
need-
Abrams' philosophy of the mystery box the other day, and I just loved looking at that and realizing he fundamentally misunderstood his own philosophy. Because the idea of the mystery box isn't that.
Wait, okay, so hold on, wait. Are they having a conversation about aqueducts and that men can't build those things? Isn't that the kid who put the key sword in the rock and
No.
released all the water and all the aqueducts that had been built? Isn't this the same kid?
No, he was just carrying the sword around. It was the old man.
It was the old guy, yeah.
Who got eaten by a warg.
Oh wow!
Okay, but I'm
go.
still going.
Interesting.
It's easy to get confused.
All right. Whatever.
I'll defend it somewhat and say they weren't there when the giant doors opened.
Okay.
So, and there's an argument to be that like men didn't necessarily make that. We have no idea who made that. It's dumb, but yeah.
What do you mean men can't build it? Is this sexism I hear?
I think it's capital
That's
M.
right. It
reasons?
was built by women. Thank
Why
you.
is it? Oh my god, that's incredible. Why is it that only women could build them? I thought, well, gender equality, you guys, come on.
Did you build that, Triplish Lady and Amber?
I did.
Cool.
I didn't do shit.
Oh,
Smart. Disavowing any kind of associated with the show. Smart decision.
I love how our side banters
Don't ask
far
questions.
more
Just consume
engaging.
product and enjoy next product.
An evergreen clip.
Wow, so apparently Isildur's mom drowned trying to save him?
Mm-hmm.
did that happen last season?
No, this happened. We're only hearing about it this episode.
Well, I was going to say, because I flat out forgot about it. And that's why.
NPC talk around the campfire. Comforting words from your maiden.
The show is pretty much the epitome of NPC.
Are you reading the subtitle strip? Are these the subtitles?
Yes, I do.
Oh, stop,
Remember,
criminal
I
scum! You have violated the law. Your
I have
possessions are now forfeit.
I'd rather watch a Skyrim NPC dialogue than Rings of Power.
Okay, you have to highlight that comment, Kai, Lady of the Balkans. My mom drowned, and the sea is always right.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Please leave logic out of this. Yeah.
That is so meme worthy.
I know. That's a good one.
Oh,
The dog may bark at the moon, but he cannot swing it down.
Man. And yeah. Yeah, should have been one of the main producers. Also, it's like it immediately resolves conflict that was only just. There's
Like
only
why?
just
Why
brought
did
up-
we? Why did we have this? To what? Learn that his mom drowned? Do we
You already
care?
knew that. You already knew that.
Here's why.
They're having a romance.
No, also she's got the brand on her.
Which brand? Is she a ring wraith or something?
No, the Adar was branding people with the Mark of Mordor in the last episode. And apparently, like, she's an agent of Morgoth or something.
Is this like the mark?
What the hell is the Mark of Mordor?
Is this like the mark of the beast or something?
I don't even know. I think
That's
it's
what it
just
sounds
brand
like.
of ownership.
Okay, thank goodness. I thought it was a different mark, a different brand.
Yeah, it was just the mark that showed that you've sworn allegiance to Adar or something. I don't know.
Wouldn't it be a riot if it were that weird smile arrow thing that the Prime logo?
Oh, that would be hilarious. No,
Yeah.
it's just the stupid map of Mordor that ended up being Sauron's mark for whatever reason, and that whole thing was so stupid. Oh, great! Now we're ripping off The Hobbit, and not even the Hobbit book. We're ripping off the Hobbit movie.
Why would anyone bother to rip off the Hobbit films?
Actually, sadly, I see that and I think of Nynaeve when they're trying to rescue Perrin and Egwene.
Yeah.
And she finds Bella.
True.
And you're right, Raptor.
I think Amber is past that, right? Crap.
She's seen the show.
She's also watched. She's read up to book 3 last time I checked. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm in book 4 at this point, but I'm almost done with it. I've been getting a lot more done up here than I did down in the valley because I'm not watching a baby up here. I'm just dealing with broken down vehicles and equipment that doesn't work and 25-hour-long drives between towns. No, it's not 25, but it sure feels like it. I mean, seriously, going grocery shopping is like an all-day affair here because it's so far away to the next grocery store.
Brando's
I know someone who relates to that.
Well, betrothed, not husband, but yeah, she's.
Yeah, congrats.
Do they have grocery delivery out there?
Hmm?
I said, do they have? No.
Sorry, I'm eating a Pop-Tart.
Oh no.
It's a mystery of the dark.
Is this another ambush?
Evidently, yes, or something. I don't know
Oh,
what is going
keep
on.
watching.
Oh, it's the end. Oh my.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
If you're gonna bring Tom Bombadil, you may as well bring the ants. The ants do supposedly go back in time.
Nothing is safe from rings of power. We must desecrate it all.
Cool.
It's a good thing.
Give me the meat and give it to me raw.
You'd think the
And
show had its own ring of power, corrupting it from the inside.
we have the cloth mail shirts again.
Oh, so
Remember,
epic.
folks. Remember, it could always get worse.
Yeah, I get the
Although-
sense it's about to.
I did point this out before. I do like her dress here.
Hmm.
There's one compliment I can give Rings of Power.
At least somebody in the art department tried.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, again, their costuming, I think for the most part, is pretty darn decent.
They have improved over season 1, yes.
What the?
If there's one compliment I can give the show from the clips I've seen is the delivery of lines and the accents they use. They can be pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd have to say the acting is pretty decent. It's the lines that they say that I go, what?
At least no one said wazoo yet.
Except a lot of the elves and the dwarves, they all sound, I don't know, like Scottish or Irish or something to me.
I think the
Yeah.
hobbits are supposed to sound like fake Irish, kind of.
You know, and like especially Galadriel, and that kind of pulls me out a little bit.
Well, isn't Elvish kind of inspired by Gaelic? Just a little bit?
Welsh, but yeah.
Or okay. Very similar language. I think same language family, right?
Yes.
But would the dwarves have that? I've never had gotten an answer. I've asked several times, but would the dwarves have the same accent?
I know that the dwarves speak an entirely different language, Khazdual,
Yeah.
but Scottish is very much a pop culture thing.
Yeah, I think Dwarvish is partly inspired by Semitic, and partly by Indo-Aryan, because it's got the aspirated stops like and stuff.
Okay,
I
Stephen
hate how
needs
they
to
like.
point
I
out.
am.
Okay.
No, sorry, I was just going to say Steve and Nate pointed something out that the Palantir very much looks like a bowling ball. Like that's all they did was go get a pretty bowling ball.
Okay.
I hate how they portrayed Galadriel in this show because she's amazing in Fellowship, and then seeing her in Rings of Power, it's just really.
Also, the Palantir is a useful device. They used it for long-range travel or long-range communication. That's so stupid.
Shouldn't they still have the original Palantir
They have
in the movies?
7. That's
No,
not.
I mean like
one.
the prop. No, I mean the prop. I know there's multiple Palantiri,
There was more than one.
but I did a little research on what the hell like the Palantir is for the prop, and it's something called a Lamborite sphere. I might be mispronouncing it. But yeah, they're like, it's expensive, but you can get them.
So
Huh.
this starts a riot. Are you kidding me?
So what are they writing about? A Palantir? Is that what they're writing about?
Yep, that's why they're whining. They think because it's an elven artifact.
Yeah, okay. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's It's incredibly stupid. It's like if on Star Trek they were yelling about using a long-range transponder.
I would.
Did I miss something? What the hell is going on?
You didn't.
Apparently there was a riot because
Where
Arian.
does this freaking bird come from?
Well, I think the eagles, don't the eagles every once in a great while show up for a, whatever it is, like a crowning of royalty or whatever you want to call this?
Is it going to eat the guy? The eagle's going to eat him. And just
Oh
know it.
no, it's so much worse than that.
Is that one of the eagles of Monway? Is that what that is?
Oh,
Yep.
Okay.
That's dumb.
No, he doesn't. Shut up.
It's going to grab the guy, chuck him out the window, and then she's going to ride the eagle. I just know it.
I admire your faith in this show.
Yeah, I wish.
Also, this is so dumb.
What the bleep?
Yeah, but don't you like how they had the visual of him standing in front of the eagle, and when it spread its wings, it looked like he spread his wing? You know what I mean?
They already did that with Daenerys in Game of Thrones.
That was it?
And
Nothing changed in that. It just shows up and then leaves?
Yeah, apparently,
so
yes.
why would the eagle support our Farazone?
Well, it doesn't even truly demonstrate that the eagle does. It's just the dude started yelling Farazan's name.
Yeah, he just walks up to the eagle, and everybody's like, "He's in charge now." He walked up to the eagle, you guys.
Which is so much less interesting than it was in the original book. It wouldn't have taken that much to change it. Because
I actually like the way this guy looks as an elf. The Saruman guy, or Sauron guy.
Yeah,
I think he looks good as an elf.
he looks fine.
He
just
looks
the way
like
he's
an
weird.
elf.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, it's just the way he's a little bit weird.
Yeah. To be fair, he looked
Sauron
really,
was better when he didn't have a face.
to
Prove
be
me
fair,
wrong.
Sauron also looked even weirder when he was a rugged guy from a beer commercial.
Yep. Putting an actor to Sauron, that just does him a disservice, man.
You kind of have
Supposed to
to,
be-
though. You do have to,
Yeah.
though.
Like, really?
Because Anatar is described as being a fair and graceful elf-esque.
Okay,
looking
fair enough.
figure.
Is Celebrimbor described as a complete moron?
Uh,
So many words.
I
Uh,
know Celebrimbor. I mean, I know there are, things there, and that Celebrimbor was kind of suckered in some ways, right? But oh
Yeah.
my God, they have made him a true fool in this, like completely pulling the wool over his eyes, like, and he's just like going for it. I mean, like Celebrimbor, no, he's never created
Only
anything
Micro
before
Michelle
in his
is on the eagle.
life. And, somebody flatters him or plays little mind games with him. And even though he's how many thousands of years old, he's completely fooled by all of this. What?
yeah. Like,
I have a real problem with that. That one triggers me for some reason about as bad as Matt in in Wheel of Prime. It really does. I don't know why.
it was, with Celebrimbor, he is
I think
an
it's
idealist.
unnecessary incompetence because it wasn't his folly that caused it. It was Sauron managed to convince everyone involved about the benefits of the rings, and he wasn't necessarily lying because they weren't able to do so. It wasn't just singly him, and he was the best of them. But they decided to unnecessarily make him foolish and incompetent as to why Sauron gets his plan to work.
He
And
also,
in lore, did Galadriel actually know
she
that he was
distrusted.
Sauron?
She distrusted. She distrusted Anatar, but nobody knew who he was until he put on the one.
Put on the
ring.
rings, right? Which they
And
totally
it's
messed
great
that
game.
up
Love to
because of
see
the
it.
order of making the rings. But I
Yeah,
don't know.
the timeline was they created the Elven Ring. They started with the Lesser Rings, then Sauron, and then they made the Greater Rings of Power, which were the 9 and the 7. Sauron left, forged the One Ring. While Sauron was doing that, Celebrimbor made the 3. The Galadriel, Círdan, and Gil-galad put on their rings, and then when Sauron put on his, they immediately knew that they had been deceived and took them off. And yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, and it was actually interesting. I believe that Celebrimbor actually led a peaceful coup against Galadriel because he wanted to forge the rings, because he wanted to live up to the legacy of his grandfather, Feanor.
I don't remember that. I'll have to check the unfinished tales. There's no complete canonical version of the story of Galadriel. There's a whole bunch of unpublished fragments that eventually got put in unfinished tales, and that could be one of them, but I don't remember for certain.
Maybe it's something apocryphal that I heard. I can't remember, but I know that. So let's see. Secondary.
While you're looking that up, Kai, so Amber, because
Uh-huh.
because you're really good at this, of separating like the lore, right? Or the written material from the actual show and what they've done. What do you think about Rings of Power so far, just as a story in and of itself? I can't really separate it. I have a hard time doing that.
Well, I have not read the Silmarillion, but just the show on itself, because I started the Silmarillion, and then I had this family emergency and had to go to Alaska. I kind of just forgot about it. But on its own, the show does not give us a very clear direction for each individual character, specifically Galadriel. The fact that her mission changes, I think 3 times during the first season, it's hard to get behind what she's trying to do. And then the fact that she bosses everybody around, and I don't mean that in like, ooh, she's the girl boss way. I mean that she demands obedience and respect without showing us a reason why we should think that they also, they should definitely respect you. She's not a good protagonist. That's a huge problem, and her having so much screen time is a big problem. Then with the Harfoots and Gandalf, they did so freaking little, and I have no idea how they tie into the rest of the story. It makes very little sense that they're even present in this show. Like, we're on the 2nd season, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm still scratching my head as to how are they going to throw them into this story. I think that the writers don't really even know how they're going to throw them into this story. I think they're just like, well, we'll have Gandalf in here because people know who that is, and they'll be excited. They want to see Gandalf. They want to see hobbits. So look, Gandalf and hobbits.
I suspect they may end up discovering the Shire because they're collapsing the 2nd and 3rd ages so much that I have a theory that that's going to happen. However, I have read the Silmarillion, but it doesn't help me very much in following what's going on. To compare it with, I'm going to go back to House of the Dragon again. Sorry, even though House of the Dragon had huge gaps of narrative logic where one episode contradicts the other, the one before, at least I could follow what was going on. With this, I have trouble knowing exactly what's happening. I don't know if it's because I'm not really listening.
Yeah, and a big so it's actually pretty vague. So it says that so Celebrimbor did distrust him, but the Smiths of Eregion were deceived, and the Smiths openly made rings to learn the craft, and Celebrimbor forged the 3 rings without assistance from Sauron. But the craft taught by Sauron incorporated binding magic into it. It is said that originally for a while, Celeborn and Galadriel did rule over Eregion, but they left to Eft, and then Celebrimbor took over Eregion. But it looks like it, at least according to this, it may have been the timeline that it's not clear, so maybe it was just what I heard was apocryphal or isn't necessarily accurate.
Which are you
What
reading?
have they done with Celeborn? Like,
supposedly dead. Nobody knows.
And what are you quoting from now? Just now? Sorry, is that like a wiki or something?
Yeah, it's a wiki. It's a pretty good wiki, and it's got multiple footnotes, but that's what I'm trying to find.
Okay.
So it's the best. It's the best reference that I have because I don't actually have. I've never read the Silmarillion. I just watch like a lot of lore videos that actually are really good from Tolkien fans who will condense the material who are able to condense the material really well.
Yeah, the Silmarillion is a complicated case because it's pardon my eating. It's written. It's actually
Basically like the
compiled by his son. It's compiled by his son based on what he'd written on drafts that Tolkien had written before, and so the published Silmarillion is partly stuff that comes from Tolkien, but partly things that Christopher Tolkien, his son, came up with in order to, because sometimes like the story was the story that existed like for Gondolin was so went all the way back like 50 years. He had to bring it up to date somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It was very much a compilation deal. So yeah, let's get into episode 4.
You might need to move the theater along, dear.
Yeah, let me. Thank you. All right, there we go.
Oh, pretty.
Oh my god, look how cool that is.
We shouldn't. You suck.
Why does she always look like she's constipated?
Damn.
Maybe she is.
Well, she does, doesn't she? I'm sorry, but she does.
It's just a look, Trip. She has to have the look, otherwise you can't take her seriously.
I think the major problem is I think that they've unintentionally made Galadriel into a Karen. And especially with the whole scene in Numenor last season, where she was like, I demand to talk to your dad, Queen Regent, the manager. And it's like, are you serious?
Well, yeah, we were talking about that last night too, Amber, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe it was at the rewatch. I can't remember, but how they're going 150% with strong, capable women are just bitches.
Remember, folks, you can't have a strong female character unless she smashes the patriarchy and looks at the camera with a smug look. It is law.
Not a smug look.
It's a constant. I don't know if like Galadriel is necessarily as smug. Like the smuggest moment that she had was when she was fighting the Numenorians in and fighting the Numenorians in the marketplace.
It was sort of cool when
Why are they just walking? Can't elves run? Good lord.
It was sort of cool when they faded from the map to them going through that thing. Though that was kind of a cool effect.
Oh no, she's having her PTSD.
No, actually worse, it's not PTSD, it's a foresight thing where she's seeing Barrow-wights.
Oh.
And what happened to their magical flying horses that can travel how many leagues in a day from season 1? From the sea to Mordor?
And remember, folks, according to these modern writers, women like Arwen or Eowyn, that's not a strong female character. You need someone like She-Hulk. That's a strong female character.
You know, the irony of that is...
I would enjoy watching a show, like, it's something that Trip was saying, you know, every once in a while you get the spark of, like, there might have been greatness. I would have loved to have seen a show about oh gosh, what the hell is his name now? That guy, him. What's his name? Elrond. Going from being a politician to like a military leader and like realizing that he's actually good at this, but he wasn't sure he would be. I feel like that would be an interesting story because he's kind of a well-rounded leader. From what I've read about Elrond, is that he was somebody who was great on the battlefield, but also politically and also as a friend. Like he was just a well-rounded good person. Like he's a great hero. Why wouldn't you want him as your hero, somebody who grows into a certain position of leadership? And his friend could be her, and we're watching her through his eyes and her being tempted to become this great, powerful leader, and he's trying to steer her the other way. It's kind of like telling the story of the Lord of the Rings through Sam's eyes, which you kind of do. I mean, you think about the Lord of the Rings, Frodo's story is a lot of it told through Sam's eyes.
Well, I like what you're suggesting over here, but however, we can't be having a man telling a woman what to do.
It's true. I'm just picking the most interesting, honorable character, the one who has real potential for growth that we can cheer for. For her, you just don't like her from the very beginning. She's unlikable. So you want to start us out with a character who's unlikable and like, oh, we're going to make you like her. Now, how about we start out with a character who is growing into something we can like, and then maybe we test that person along the way. It's much easier to get attached to innocence than it is to corruption.
Well, the funny thing is, if I've got the lore right, Galadriel is actually that person. Because I think she was somewhat, kind of naive and kind of girl bossy or whatever when she was very young. But she very much grew into the Galadriel that we see in Lord of the Rings. However, by the time we're in this age, if I am understanding correctly, Galadriel is already somewhat there. She's not this whiny little girl boss, girl child, petulant thing that we're seeing on screen at all.
Yeah, she was tempted, and she had to. She underwent the ban of the Valar for a reason, but it's not clear what the reason was because Tolkien never came up with a final version of it. And then she grows into the character we see in Lord of the Rings, but in the past she was more.
What the hell is he doing?
What? Yeah, I was about to ask that same question. What is up with this? Not
He's
Gandalf
chasing his little map.
Chasing the little map. That's so dumb.
Oh, and here we get a callback. I mean, first we have Tom Bombadil there, not Tom Bombadil.
It's also another thing of.
Yeah. Now we have. Oh my God, this is so bad.
Another thing about it that's really frustrating that you mentioned, that you made me think of Sword and Pen, is that they could have had a really cute love story with Celebrian, Galadriel's daughter, and Elrond. That's who he marries, since Galadriel is his mother-in-law. Oh, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Hey, listen.
I thought you guys would love that.
Oh, God.
Listen, in the hands of competent showrunners, any idea can work really well. The problem is we don't really have competent showrunners here.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm totally with you, Amber. They have made Galadriel so unlikable that I can't even imagine them if they get their 5 seasons. I can't even imagine them creating a reasonable arc that will make us believe she becomes who she becomes.
No,
even though they've messed up the timeline.
So the video that I've been struggling to record, and probably won't come out for another couple days, but the one I did yesterday will come out today, explains why Galadriel cannot ever be fixed. She's beyond fixing at this point. Mm-hmm. And so is Moiraine, really.
Yeah. God, quit making women
In my head canon,
just dumb bitches to represent. Ugh. Anyways,
I do like this comment from Lady of the Balkans. It's elvish people.
Wow. See what's happening.
good lord, well, Galadriel's having massive PMS because don't elves only go into whatever you want to call it, the capability of having children every, like, God, they're kind of like
Oh.
Vulcans. It's only at particular times. Here you go.
Oh man.
There
Why?
is some, I think Tolkien actually did write an essay about that. I don't know if I have
Oh my
it.
gosh, are these the other Hobbit people that the
Yep.
Harfoots crossbreed with? Okay.
Here you go, Valerian.
Oh my
the
god.
not Hobbits, and totally
That-
not Frodo, and totally
Oh
not
no.
Sam.
Pay attention to this wonderful dialogue. Mary,
Oh,
really? Really?
what the?
Miss Mary Mac.
I say.
Oh my god.
Are we trying to call back to Mariatic?
I think
Meriadoc
so.
and Pippin, apparently.
What's with the damn hair? I'm sorry, but really, what's with the damn hair?
And where's Frodo?
Wow.
What the bleep?
Turn him into who? Is my question. Also,
The police?
the coot.
I cannot handle this hair.
That hair is so terrible. That
And
hair
the
looks so
acorns. Oh my god.
Why did you even say that that's her name? You moron.
Neither am I, Poppy. Neither am I.
Okay.
Where the hell are we?
There's 4 rules, and he says 1, never look in the eye. B, always stand 3 steps back. 4, don't ever, no matter what color the goons. That was 3. So this guy is a moron.
So these
this
are
is
the stores, and look at all their, look at how much water they must be getting somehow, because they have giant vegetables.
Yeah, apparently. Also, I'm
I
surprised.
cannot stand this set. Oh my gosh, this set is killing me. This just undoes the beauty of all the other sets that they have. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it looks pretty gross.
This is like CW show kind of set. What happened?
Yeah, honestly, I think that the set for what's for Ra's al Ghul's lair looked better than this.
I don't like this. This feels like a knockoff. Pissing me off.
Oh my god.
Gaudrim? Really?
Who, what?
I guess this is also a matriarchal society.
Where are we?
Yeah, obviously.
I said one good reason.
You're a wizard, Harry. A what?
Ooh.
Oh no! Oh, They've destroyed the hobbits. Like, okay, can you see this society developing into the little countryside, British countryside cabins and things that we see the hobbits living in? No. Oh, it's so weird.
Well, to be fair,
Well, of course it doesn't look. Yeah, I mean, it looks like a freaking ethnic cleansing happened between then and now.
but to be fair, the hobbits in the last season were social Darwinists.
Yeah, and we're psychopathic on top of it.
Yeah.
This place looks kind of Middle Eastern, or at least Egyptian.
Also, I guess my assumption is that this is Saruman.
Yeah, that was.
Oh God, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, but Saruman wasn't always bad.
I know. That's why this is
So
done.
that better not be Saruman. What have they done to Tom Bombadil?
Technically, they're using his quote, but they made him kind of lame. Like, he's kind of lame.
Okay, is anybody else seeing Jack Black?
Yeah, he kind of does
Jack
look
Black.
like. Yeah, he kind of looks like an Irish Jack Black.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was half convinced he was going to say, "I am Steve."
Let's call it Steve.
I'm thinking the same thing.
That was so cringe on too many levels.
It's just like
Steve isn't this cool epic name. It's just the name of a guy. It's literally just I'm just Steve. That's
very,
the most
very hot take. I see nothing wrong with the Minecraft movie trailer because of what it is. It's a Minecraft movie. I mean, what are we expecting exactly?
I don't know. Whatever I was expecting, it was not that. And because I got that, I am very upset about this. But what I am really upset by is that they thought this was a good idea.
Okay, Lady of the Balkans says it can't be Saruman or Gandalf because the history didn't come into Middle-earth yet. That's true, but they're collapsing. It seems like they're collapsing the timeline.
A lot.
And they're turning.
They're probably referencing them.
They're like, seems like they're smashing the second and third ages together.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
Well, we know that the team behind the show don't really like Tolkien's stuff. They just want to insert themselves into it. That has been proven that, you know.
Well, I think they lost at least 2 Tolkien experts who refused to work with them after the script started coming out.
Yeah, Tom Shippey famously just stormed off this.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm referencing. I couldn't remember the name. I didn't even know the name. I just heard about it.
Did Tom Shippey ever say why he stormed off?
Well, seeing the end product, I think we can assume quite a lot.
Yeah, but I'm just curious in what precisely it was.
That would be interesting to learn.
Yeah.
So who here
Rule
is familiar
number
with
1.
So who here is familiar with who Tom Bombadil actually is, according to J.R.R. Tolkien?
Yeah, he's one of the creators, right? Not the creator, but one of the really high up, like higher than Gandalf, right?
He's one of the eldest. He's like, at some point Tolkien said at some point that he was the spear of the vanishing Oxfordshire countryside at one point.
That is all true, but there's also one little thing that's actually really cute. He's basically Tolkien's equivalent of Winnie the Pooh.
You mean on a meta level? Yes, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
He was a fun little character for his kids.
Well, even Tolkien
That's pretty
never
wholesome.
really
So is that why he made him?
knew
Yeah.
who Tom
that's why he put him
Bombadil
in the
was.
story.
He never really defined who he actually is.
And
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with doing that as long as you have in your head a set group of rules for like this character is capable of doing these things but incapable of doing these things, and just stick to those rules, and you can be vague about who he is.
Yeah.
And we just get the sense that he's above everybody in some way but also apart from us.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
There are things he can do and things he
definitely.
can't do. And there are things that he could do but he won't do, like this, like taking care of the one ring. He would just we wouldn't pay any attention to it, and then it would get stolen by the enemy because he just wasn't paying attention.
To handle the ring and like whatever and like hand it back. I think he's one of the only other characters that did that.
Yeah, the ring can't control him, but he can't control the ring either.
And I believe I saw a YouTube video about this. I never even heard of him before. That he was left out of Peter Jackson's trilogy because of, well, it's kind of a bit too goofy for the tone of the story.
He also breaks this. He also breaks the tension completely because he's near to the ring, and he acts as a Deus Ex Machina twice in the space of 2 chapters.
Yep. He was not a good addition to the story. He was probably just there because his
But in the
kids really liked him.
books, it was cool because in the books, at whatever point, I think it's in the books, or maybe I saw it somewhere else, but there is a discussion about, when they're trying to figure out what to do with the ring at some point, they bring up, why not give it to Bombadil? And Gandalf, I think, responds, well, it doesn't have any effect on him, but Tom would probably just put it away somewhere and forget about it, you know?
He's pretty much comedy relief.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting because we already had that through Merry and Pippin, Legolas and Gimli. They were the comedy relief of the trilogy for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know about the books. Never read the books.
I was alluding earlier to the bit where Gandalf or whatnot say that he wouldn't be a safe guardian of the ring because he wouldn't pay attention to, he wouldn't care about it. But I think Tom Bombadil would be a good character. I think Tom Bombadil is a good character in the show and the books apart from his verse.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, apart from his verse, I think he's pretty good.
And I'm guessing the only reason he was included in this is because, desperate member. What's the word? Crap. Member
berries.
Member berries. Yeah, member berries.
Yeah.
A desperate attempt at a member berry.
Even though hardcore Tolkien fans did not watch this show by virtue of the fact that only 37% of people who started watching the show finished it.
Yep.
Yeah, he's totally not Gandalf. Gotta be.
I dated someone who really liked Rings of Power. I don't know why. That was weird.
And yet, that really, if this is Gandalf, that was not Gandalf's task. Not really.
Oh, what the? This is funny. Selena Lowe is in this, and the only thing I know her from is Scorpion King 3.
Ouch.
Oh, nice.
Why have you watched Scorpion King 3?
I didn't even know there was a 3.
They made 3 movies?
I didn't even know there was a 3.
There's 5 Scorpion King movies.
You gotta be kidding.
5?
Yeah.
That is rich.
Nice. Dwayne Rock Johnson he just gotta milk that franchise.
Oh no.
He was only in 1, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, the first one, he's only in the first one, and then he's not in the prequel, and then they recast him as a new actor for 3 onward.
Ouch.
Bro,
I watched Scorpion King again.
How much money did those movies make?
I do too, Axula.
Everything.
I like Scorpion King, although you want to talk about some bad CGI, but I still like it.
Yeah,
Wow.
I want to see how well it aged. Let's
far as
watch
I'm-
it for a movie night.
Well, the first Scorpion King is fine because it doesn't have much CGI. It's just when he appears in The Mummy 2 that the CGI is.
Oh, yeah, no. No, I'm referring to the first Scorpion King.
That's kind of what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I'm referring to the first Scorpion King. I want to watch it again, see how well it aged.
It has actually aged pretty well, I would say, at least.
Besides, it's got, what's his name? The gorgeous nomad priest guy. The one with the tattoos on his cheeks, whose, duty was to protect.
Hey, excellent.
Okay, why are we getting massive noise from somewhere?
What is that? Is that part of the show, or is that somebody's?
No, that was.
Oh
no!
My apologies. I didn't know the microphone was catching all that.
No, you're good.
Okay, so I guess it's been revealed that the Barrow-wights have been killing messengers to Eregion.
Oh no, somebody died.
Messengers from whom?
Barrow-wights didn't come into existence until the Third Age, when the Witch King of Angmar desecrated the Barrow Downs.
Boo! Stop being so lamey nerd stuff.
Yeah.
Go away. We want our sludge.
Although the Barrow-wights look pretty cool.
And I think it's hilarious that there were complaints about Orientalism toward this whole scene, and I'm like, you people are so dumb. Orientalism?
Okay.
Yeah. The complaint about Orientalism is just so dumb. It's hilarious. Oh, they're just zombies. Great.
Complaints about what about? I'm sorry. I don't. If this fantasy setting, I don't care about complaints of Orientalism.
Yeah.
And this comes from an Oriental, by the way.
Dude,
F off.
It's this mindset of politically correct activists. It's really irritating. All they see is color, race, and gender. They don't see anything else. They don't see culture. They see nothing.
It's
what is this? Oh, killer dead.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna happen.
I know. It's not doing anything. And the hilarious part is Selena Lowe is actually competent fighter.
No, here you go.
What?
Since Tolkien never really lined that out or defined that, they decided to make up their own.
Yeah.
Although in a way, I give them credit because I went on a little deep dive about that. It does actually, I could see that actually be something where the only way to kill a Barrow-wight would be to kill them with the blade they were buried with. I don't have a massive problem with that. It's just that it's not an actual piece of
Not
lore, but
So the thing about the Barrow-wights is that nobody knows exactly what they are. The main reason why Frodo's weapon is able to hurt them is because they were specifically forged with spells to fight sorcery from Angmar.
well, and because of Tom Bombadil.
Yes, but when the Barrow-wight reaches out its hand, Frodo hits it with a barrow blade, which is the weapon of that Mary uses to help Eowyn kill the Witch King.
We're getting it again, Axula. Although that might be an echo from the theater.
I don't think it is.
No,
Wait,
I mean
no,
on
it's not me. I was
Axula's.
muted.
Huh. Okay, weirdness. Then it might just be an echo from...
Well, Trip, I'm in agreement with you there that actually it's true. When you're making a prequel series or a prequel to something and something wasn't clarified in the original, you can bend the rules a little bit as long as you do so respectfully. And as long as you execute it properly and you don't, contradict the original.
Yeah. That's called being faithful. Like, you can be faithful and honor the material while changing things. I mean, even the original trilogy of movies that Peter Jackson did changed a lot, but they were faithful to the most important things, and they honored what Tolkien was trying to do.
Yep.
Which is why it was so successful.
I think the only problem with the Barrow-wight piece itself, other than it gets stupider, but is that they pulled it in when they're not supposed to be there yet, so that they could have the elves fight them. But otherwise, I kind of like the Barrow-wights. They make me think of the White Walkers from Game of Thrones in a weird way. Maybe it's because of the eyes.
Yeah,
but they're a little scarier this time.
True.
Yeah. To be fair, they only have access to a small amount of Tolkien's material. They have the appendices, and that's it. And they have to somehow make a story out of all that when it's just an outline, mostly. But still, they don't even actually do that. So,
Man, I love chips.
I don't know. Is NPC love having an AI girlfriend?
very, very similar. Yeah.
What do they call that? Parasocial relationship? That's what he's got going on here.
Parasocial relationship is mainly with a content creator that's an actual person. I was thinking... That is a pathetic lie.
Really?
That is
I
pathetic.
fell into the fire.
And she just gave herself away. Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh, is this going to become a love triangle?
That's a little toxic.
I am so uninvested.
That's a little toxic over there, Don Lemonless.
My investment levels are in the negative.
It's a little too toxic masculinity over there, man. You need to tone it back a little. Respect women.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be a love triangle with Don Lemonless. I think it's a love triangle with her betrothed, unless the betrothed is a lie. I have no idea.
So is the actor's name Don Lemon, and that's why we call him Don Lemonless?
No, Don Lemon is what used to be a CNN anchor, and he was a raging racist maniac who got kicked off.
Ooh. I get it now.
Earlier, I quoted him by saying, "We need to stop demonizing people and realize that white people are the problem." He's also married to a white man, by the way. I just wanted to bear that in mind.
Yep. The hypocrisy runs deep. We might as well get to a point where we say everyone's a problem.
Yeah.
like that clip from I think it's Full Metal Jacket. You're all equally worthless.
Yeah.
Well, it's certainly working on me and making me yawn.
I'm kind of getting a little hungry. I want to go eat after this.
Same.
I'm definitely not sticking around.
I have lost focus so many times. I seriously don't even know what's going on, what people are doing, and I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, well, she's a wild woman, so they're going to go ahead and... Oh, no, not like that. So she's not from a civilization, and so they're going to find her people, and...
Well, the funniest thing is the wild men aren't really wild men. They're just people...
Isildur, you're embarrassing yourself right now.
Yeah.
This is Isildur. This is the guy who's going to defeat Sauron. Unfucking believable, this man. This man.
Okay, Wish, you're cracking me up right now.
Oh my god.
It's like, why are they ripping
You don't just
off-
leave him over there. Just leave him to die. At this point, he deserves it.
I have no notion what's happening either.
Oh, so...
No.
Well, they fell into
Oh my god. Thank you.
Honestly, I really like that effect. They did that well. I just am laughing at the fact that it's happening.
Stop the show. It's done. It's done.
I'm a huge fan of quicksand scenes in movies. I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's more like quick mud, isn't it?
Yeah, but it works. I liked it. Like,
I know.
okay, you know what? One of my favorites is in the Princess Bride. He like dives in head first. I love that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they were just under the surface. Like, we were just
Seriously.
2 inches below the surface for real. She saves them.
What?
Oh, what the?
Really?
no.
Oh. Wow.
What the?
Okay, this
Oh.
Huh?
What in the world is that?
That's creative. They were
I heard
inside of
somebody
it?
reference, is this supposed to be the Watcher in the water? Young? We have
No,
baby
I think
Watcher in the
it's-
water.
I don't think so. I think it's just. Oh my
Oh my god.
That was
Oh my
so-
god.
I'm like, really?
For some reason, I feel like an elf would not be cool with eating the flesh of like a nameless dark creature. You know?
I would not be cool eating that at all. That thing's been in the mud all day, man.
It doesn't even matter. Like elves are like they're like holy temples, and they don't let anything impure enter their bodies unless they're like half human, and I guess they're maybe okay with that sort of stuff. But I feel like they did that very easily. Like, oh look, we killed this disgusting creature. Let's just eat it. That's not an elf like.
Elves even eat meat?
Yes,
No, I don't think they do.
I think
in the
I
books
think
they
oh,
do.
I think they might.
Elves do eat meat in the books. They
Okay, I was trying to remember. I'm like, do I even know this? Do they?
There was actually one.
Oh,
There's actually one weird
look,
thing.
we
in the
get history.
There's actually one weird thing in the Silmarillion where the elves hunt down petty dwarves, but I don't know if they actually eat them or not. But they're hunting them until they meet the actual dwarves, like the main dwarves, and then they realize they're sentient and they stop hunting them.
So the only elves in Middle Earth were the Green Elves of Asarian.
What? No, there were loads of elves. They were like
Wait,
the
are you guys noticing that we're getting like the myth of the origins of the Shire, the hunt for the Shire here?
I knew we were going to get to the origins of the Shire. I was afraid of that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I knew it.
Oh, no.
It wasn't easy. Susa is the Shire. They got that from one of the appendices. Actually, they got that not from the appendices. They got that from History of Middle-earth. Technically, I don't think they have the rights to that.
Well,
get
that's the
him,
thing.
Valerian.
They
Get
can.
him.
All right, I gotta bug out. Thank you guys so much for letting me stay here with you.
Nice to see you.
All right,
Amber.
have a good
Yeah.
day, Amber.
You too.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
for
fun.
enduring this.
Bye,
with
Amber.
You have a good one.
Have a good day.
What was Chip saying to me? I missed it because.
Get them. They are now Trip's attack dog.
Oh,
Intellectual
I
attack
had no
dog.
idea.
I am
Oh,
not
no.
emotionally ready for a god awful origin story to the Shire.
I have a horrible thought that Trip is going to change my name in the Discord to Trip's Attack Dog now.
Well,
No,
now
that's
that
gonna be
you said
Aspiring.
it.
Aspiring is going to be the one to do that. He likes doing a fucky wucky.
Yeah.
Is he even still here?
He is. He's always here. He's always watching.
Okay, good. Then he probably heard that, so he'll go ahead and do it, and then I'll flame him for doing it.
Even if he didn't, he will come back to rewatch this later, just for the sake of the memes.
Yeah, he's right there. He's in the chat. Always watching.
Uh-huh.
He almost sounded like Mulder putting on a voice for a second, like his old man voice. It was funny.
Yeah.
Oh, they're grieving the loss of name elf number something.
So, Wasia, you were kind of shocked when you found out there were 5 Scorpion King movies.
Yeah.
Did you know that there were 6 Sharknado movies?
I know there were 6 Sharknado movies.
Aren't there
I watched Pointless Hubs of videos on them. You remember Alternate History Hub with Cody? He created another YouTube channel called Pointless Hub, where he just uploads pointless shit because he wants to make a video on something.
I saw that video, the one where he watched all the Sharknado movies. It was glorious.
They literally just got porn stars at some point to be
actresses.
actresses.
Yeah, towards the later end, they just went all out and just got all the cameos they possibly could.
They stopped caring.
Yep.
And they even
I mean, come on, it's Sharknado. like, come on. We should all watch Birdemic. It's actually worse than Sharknado, and I love that.
Yeah, the effects are way worse.
It's hilarious.
I bet it would still be better than watching this.
It would be more
Oh, yeah.
entertaining.
Oh, yeah,
gosh,
it'll be a
it's
lot more entertaining.
They're allowing her to have long hair.
No way!
She's actually looking girly now.
Oh, she's getting foresight flash forwards.
In my headcanon, this is not Galadriel. Galadriel is Galadriel from Fellowship, and Fellowship alone.
Mm.
It's kind of weird that Elrond, after being one of the most inconsistent characters in the first season, is now the most rational person in the show. It's kind of weird. Also, Isildur isn't an idiot. Well, isn't a selfish prat anymore.
Yeah. Bro, this show has been so draining just watching this show. I'm actually starting to get sleepy.
Thank you for the cure to insomnia, Wissy. I might actually try it, to be honest. Play this
Do it.
when I'm having trouble sleeping. I'll get so mad I'll just fall asleep anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, just this, it's now transferred from age into boredom. Other than the scene in Numenor, that was really anger-inducing.
What are even the ratings on the show? Like, how many people are watching this?
Viewing ratings for Rings of Power Season 2. So it says 553.5 million minutes.
I mean,
and that's actually saying that and that's in an article that says Rings of Power viewership indicates perhaps Amazon shouldn't commit to 5 seasons.
Damn.
So
Axe it like they did Batwoman, Batwoman and Concord.
Oh gosh, this is hilarious. So apparently season 2's premiere is half of what season 1's was.
To no one's shock.
That's really bad.
Rings of Power, yeah, it's like under 1 million, just under 1 million viewers or something.
Yeah, so it's...
Yes, very sad. Anyways.
Oh, jeez.
And
oh, look, the only character I cared about, sort of. Anyway, I can't wait to watch everybody else die. Lemonless, please get killed. Oh.
He's dead.
Once.
Okay, that was funny.
Okay. Oh, that looks hideous. That looks so hideous.
That alliterates.
Yep.
What is that?
That's an ent, and it looks like
So they threw Entwives in here, even though surely Isildur or Arondir would have made note of this somewhere, and yet in Lord of the Rings, nobody has any idea.
Also, you should know that he's an elf, and elves grew the ent, or helped the ents, are firm allies with the elves. Ents. Also, why do they look like the trees from Wizard of Oz? Am I wrong? They kind of do look like the trees from Wizard of Oz.
I've never seen those trees.
I
don't remember that.
I mean,
don't remember that either.
It's another weird little pulling in crap from, Lord of the Rings or whatever, but I'm okay with them pulling in the Ents, but not the Entwives.
Wait, why?
Because of what I just said. There would have been record of men and elves being familiar with the Entwives from this. And there is not.
Actually, I think they did know about the Entwives. I think they were famous. I think the Entwives were famous at one point, and then they were lost, and after that they got forgotten. But I think at one point they were famous.
Well, no, I mean in Lord of the Rings. Do you know what I mean? When
the thing is,
Treebeard is asking about Entwives. I mean, he's also obviously had conversations with wizards in the past, and yeah, there's like, I don't know. I just find it.
So timeline-wise, the Entwives' home was destroyed during the Battle of the Last Alliance, or right before. So it's been almost 3,000 years since the Entwives were exterminated by Sauron.
But they're collapsing the whole thing together in one go. So I don't know why they're collapsing it. You'd think they want to draw it out so they could get more seasons, but instead they're collapsing it.
Well, my problem isn't.
Actually, it's worse. They wrote as projected for Star Trek Discovery / worse uncredited script doctors.
Hey, I mean, all you gotta do is look at the footage of. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say my problem isn't with the Entwives existing here.
What?
My problem is with Isildur and Arondir meeting the Entwives here.
They weren't secretive. They were on the border.
No, but why would there be no record in the time of Lord of the Rings of them having met the Entwives?
I guess Isildur and Don kind of forgot about the Entwives.
It's easy enough to.
It's not too hard to believe that they would forget about them over, centuries or millennia or however long it is.
That was a meme. It was a joke. It was a reference to D&D.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah,
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, that's notorious because Danny kind of forgot about the Iron Fleet.
Well, they didn't forget about her.
But they didn't. While Danny, it's not even Danny kind of forgot. While Danny kind of forgot about the Iron Fleet, they certainly haven't forgot about her. So it's not even that they're saying it. It's just assumed that she kind of forgot about it. It's not even.
I think that it's the idea is that at this point the Entwives are a dead race, and the hobbits have never heard of them.
Yeah, the hobbits probably would not have heard of the Ents in general.
I want you all to remember, they want us to also sympathize with the orcs, by the way. Because they have little kids and wives.
Oh yeah, did we see that episode already?
Yeah, we did.
Yep.
It was just as cringe as we thought.
I've seen the clips on YouTube, and I'm going, of course modern writers would do that, because modern writers themselves are evil, and they say things like, "There's no evil in Star Wars. No evil or good in Star Wars."
No, everything is morally relative,
Yeah, they're trying to cover up the fact that they themselves are like despicable people, so they try to make everything sympathizable, or I don't even know if that's the word. They try to make you have sympathy for everyone.
that rich evil empire over there that bombs children because they can, and you can go piss off if you dare protest against them. Yeah, no, think about their perspective. Think about from the perspective of those guys. You see, did you know that 2,500 years ago, their daddies were kicked out of their home country, so now they have to bomb your house and blow up all the brown kids.
No, guys, look away. No. Yes, we know we work for the former personal assistant Harvey Weinstein, but no, ignore that. Look away. There's no good or bad.
Yeah.
Well, I brought this up with Wheel of Time in that I think they don't realize that, especially with fantasy, high fantasy, we expect and want our black and white. We want our good and our evil. That's kind of the point.
Yeah.
It's not,
That's the point,
we need to make, the Forsaken sympathetic and have a sympathetic backstory. We don't need to make Leandrin have a fucking son. And this is why, she became Black Aja.
Hold on.
Yeah, really?
I want to touch on this really quickly. Every single time I go over to a Games Workshop store and I ask somebody, I hypothetically ask someone, why do you play Chaos? They're evil. They're the most evil thing out there. They are just completely unapologetically evil. They know they're evil and they embrace their evil. So why do you play them? It's like, well, because they're evil. They're cool. They look cool, and they're the bad guys. And you know what? I like that. It's simple. It's straightforward.
All right, here we go.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Well, our reality brings us too much gray sometimes. Maybe it's just me. But, reality is nuanced. We may look at things and think, okay, for us, oh God.
Quiet,
this is so
That's very, we may look at things and think, okay, well, we try to make some things black and white, but so we don't want that. We want to root for, kill the orcs and kill the bad guys. And at least for me, I want some material that lets me just straight out legitimately and righteously hate something and want to kill it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a time and a place because that's why people love Lord of the Rings. The Fellowship, perfectly good. Sauron and his armies, perfectly evil. It's an amazing whole polarity to both sides. And then if you want moral ambiguity, you got something like Dune.
Yeah.
You can. Not everything has to be.
Oh, shut up! Shut up!
Although I give it to Rings of Power, it is providing me with that in the form of
fuck you.
I'm sorry, what was Timothy saying?
And want her to die.
No, the song is not beginning. Fuck off. We're not singing. Shut up.
That's
Holy
funny.
crap.
That's funny.
This is a tragic moment in the story.
But yeah, like I was saying, sometimes people just want to be the bad guys.
Oh yeah, totally. Especially if you're playing like an RPG or like you're role playing in a game or like an activity. Yeah, it's fun to be the bad guy sometimes.
Yeah, people want to escape from reality because reality is stressful and annoying and painful and bitter. And we just want to escape into a fantasy world where you don't have to think about all this complexity, all this headaches and heartaches. You just want to feel good.
Dude, modern writers don't understand the concept of escapism.
Yeah, you want to feel good about hating. We all need to hate once in a while,
And
yeah, exactly.
It's so fun. It's so fun just being able to just like escape into this fantasy where you slay the evils of the world. and you get to just feel good and feel this surge of confidence that you can, in fact, do it. I mean, that's part of the appeal with Doom, by the way, which is why I love the game so much, is that it's uncomplicated.
Yeah.
There's the bad guys right over there. There's the demons. You get to kill them, and I kill them at an insane amount of rates. I don't feel anything about it because they are literally the embodiment of evil. They're eating people and enslaving them and doing terrible things to their souls.
Why is that bad?
That's very funny. But yeah, it's just, and it's a good amount of catharsis. That's exactly what the word I'm looking for is. It's cathartic.
Yeah.
There is no concept of escapism to modern writers. They only know politics and politics only. You will consume our politics or we will destroy you. Pretty much their mindset.
Because of our good old friend Antonio Gramsci.
I think it's worse. I think that this is their idea of what escapism is. That this show is what they think of escapism.
Oh, no, they seem to think it's representation. I don't want representation in my escapism. No, the representation I want is to be the badass bitch killing everything.
Exactly. I feel represented watching Sarah Connor fucking be a badass in Terminator 2.
There you go.
I feel represented
by Wukong and Black Myth Wukong, and he's the Monkey King. It's like, people don't care. Like, real
I feel
people
represented in the roided up, 8-foot-tall superhuman soldier from space Rome, running around shouting for the Emperor as he's, chainsaws giant bug monsters.
Yes,
dude, I feel just as represented. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I feel represented by Slanesh.
Careful, Trip.
Yep.
Careful.
You know I had to go there.
The goddess of excess and pleasure is not what you want to feel represented as.
What religion? I don't know that name.
Oh, that's a 40k reference. One of the chaos gods is named Slanesh, and she is the chaos.
I thought you were talking about an actual one, like Astra or Ishtar. Gotcha.
No. You do
not
want to be saying that. But yes, I do also feel represented in the army of religious zealots, nuns with guns who wear jet black power armor and worship a rotting corpse on a golden throne.
And you know what's great? All of us feel represented by Frodo and Sam and Luke Skywalker. They represent everybody. The little guy, the little girl, if you will, just the little person facing astronomical odds, facing against a force much greater than themselves, wanting to get out there and see the universe or see the world, or like in The Hobbit, like Bilbo he volunteers for the adventure, and Lord of the Rings, Frodo's thrown into it. We can all relate to that. Sometimes we choose to go on an adventure. Other times the adventure forces us. And so it's like,
really,
it makes perfect sense.
Yes.
What is that?
No, stop it.
Oh, this excitement. It's getting me so damn horny. Anyone, please,
nice.
Me and love it as hard as you can.
Oh, this is really hot.
Motherfucking cock biscuits! So my
Although funny. I forgot about the phrase cock biscuits. That's as good as fuck nugget.
Yeah, that's the first I ever heard that, and that's what cracked me up.
That's such a turn on.
Indeed. Yeah.
You know who I don't feel represented by? A smug person like Galadriel or Captain Marvel. That's not inspiring in any way.
Yeah, say what you will about Rey. Yeah, Rey is an awful character, but at least she is mostly bland and inoffensive in terms of how bad she is. She is not smug. She is just an airhead and
She's
little
empty.
bit stupid.
Yeah.
she's a vacuous person.
Well,
An
you know,
empty,
in Wheel
blank
of
piece of paper.
in Wheel of Time, the books, I felt very represented by Moraine. In the show, oh hell no.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, they just I don't know why they don't get that. Yeah, sometimes we watch stuff because we want to relate, right? We like relating to real world scenarios, right? Sure, you know, there are times when we want that and that's cathartic, but we also very much want shit, even like Reacher. You know, I may be a woman, but I love Jack Reacher because he's just super intelligent. He kicks ass. He doesn't, you know, he likes being off the grid. I mean, I really truly just love everything about that character. And if I could be the female version of that character, oh hell yeah. You know, I mean, just, and he's very, you know, he's honorable and he helps people and he kicks butt when necessary whenever he runs across it. It's very formulaic, but oh my God, it's just enjoyable. And sometimes I just freaking want that after I've had to deal with stupidity all day long at work or whatever on certain Discord servers. No, I'm just gonna watch Reacher kick some freaking ass for a while, you know? And they don't seem to get that.
No.
Aspiring, no, I don't like smug. What was the comment? I don't feel represented by smugness, especially if it's coming from a Mary Sue. Or I forgot what the male version of Mary Sue is, but
Gary
both of
Stu.
those characters. What? Oh, a Gary? It's called a
Yeah,
Gary,
Gary Stu.
Sue.
And you do know we call Kai the smug lord, right?
Hmm.
Well, there is a time and place for smugness. I would say if Raptor was still here, I'd say like you know,
No.
like Mike Ehrmantraut. You know, that kind of like jaded character. There is a time and place for that, but there's a certain type of smugness that I hate, and it's the type
I
that
know.
Galadriel gives off. It's the type that
I'm
like Captain
being
Marvel gives off.
facetious, kind
It
of.
isn't really smugness, it's more arrogance.
I'm sorry, Trip.
It's
I'm
the-
autistic.
also-
I don't know what facetious is.
Yeah,
I don't even
okay.
know what
When
that is.
Trip talks, it's probably fucking sarcastic and facetious, okay?
Okay, I can handle like sarcasm to a level. If it's really subtle sarcasm, I'm probably not gonna catch it.
Welcome to the
So-
club,
That's
buddy.
all right. That's why I have the Big Bang Theory gif on ready, right? It's like on trigger. Sarcasm, the sign.
So facetious means treating serious issues with deliberately inappropriate humor / flippant.
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I'm gonna use
Okay,
that
you
for my story.
pedantic fucking asshole. Sometimes I use sarcasm and facetiousness interchangeably.
Probably shouldn't.
So was that particular comment, was that facetious or was that sarcasm?
Sarcasm.
Nice.
There's no force more powerful than the indomitable I don't give a fuck attitude that Dunn can bring to this stream.
I think strictly speaking, sarcasm is directed at someone or something.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's usually okay, so it's actually interesting. There's a whole rabbit hole of the difference between facetious and sarcasm. So facetious may be defined as joking or twisting off inappropriately / not serious. Sarcastic, on the other hand, while still concerned, tends to imply a more caustic or biting quality that is often intended to cause pain. So,
Really?
yes. So, yeah, well,
Tinged with rage.
Unfortunately, I must say that I have to go right about now. I need to
Yeah.
drop off my younger bro. And yeah. I have other things I
Alright.
need to take care of as well.
And
It
I
was
need to
fun
go
hanging
run
out. Have a good one, bro.
And
Likewise.
I think that it's probably about time to call it good. We've been doing this for quite a while now.
Yeah.
But
thank goodness I watched the show with you guys rather than all by myself.
And,
oh God, don't subjugate yourself to such torture with you.
Yeah,
I never do.
Oh no, please do. Willis.
Only if it's going to be recorded and sent to you, Trip.
There you go.
This is
You got the right idea now.
This is a touching moment in the story.
All right. So, I think the only thing that we can end it on is this clip.
I am so goddamn angry that I just finished yelling into a microphone for about 8 minutes in the bathroom before I got on here so that I could go ahead and not just lapse into a profanity-laced rant that would just get your channel banned. I am so goddamn disgusted, Gary, on so many